So next week it's okay.
Next week you should be fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably be here and you can just
Sure.
yeah. So it's more up and then so we're not running into each other.
Like
It's important.
Somehow I just.
Right. I'm excited to have you class. You chose a challenging day.
I did.
Yes.
Okay.
It is a power day, so have some arm balance work,
Okay.
some side plank work. It's gonna be fun.
Slightly less in shape than normal. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, just open that. That's why I like the Zooms, but I mean Zoomies aren't here.
And they aren't. Where's the?
It's laptop.
You forget. Oh, really? But I used it yesterday.
What's that?
I used it last night.
Yeah, it's more just only that it crashed.
I have mine with me.
That's right. It's 2 minutes, 3 minutes from now. That'll be fine. But I have my, I think, well, he sent the link, so everyone will be on YouTube live, so.
Yeah. Okay. But
I
I
will-
can't Zoom because then I can see everybody.
Exactly, and I know Tanya's gonna be here, and I love seeing Tanya.
Yeah.
Anywho, today I have Debbie, so it's good. I feel like it's an even trade. They knows, it's one I know which way is it.
We do breathing work as well.
Just not a lot, just a little. I do it in my actual class, but since I can't really work with people, I try to keep it really simple. But in my class, I do a lot of deep belly breathing, a lot of body breath too.
Yeah.
Body breath is hard from the distance, so because people get lightheaded and get afraid, and that makes it worse. A lot of it. All right. Hello, yogis. Hello, everybody. In about 1 minute, we're going to start moving. If you can look over my shoulder, you see I have the lovely Debbie with us today. She's also a coach and teacher here. Fun fact, I just looked at her Slow Flow Pilates. It is also on YouTube. It's fun. You know, I'm a Pilates teacher as well, so I love a good, hard, challenging, but controllable Pilates class. So check Debbie out. Today, we will have a more powerful flow. There will be opportunities for arm balances. Just a reminder that you do not have to take any arm balance, but do give your chins the opportunity to fly. So try it. Worst thing that can happen is you meet the floor, you become really good friends, and you just try again. It will, if you have blocks or any yoga props or some big pillows or a big blanket, it's also good to have that just because we will have opportunities for balancing poses that maybe you want to rest your hand, or maybe you want to reach for something, or when we start in your comfortable seat. So those are the options. We got about 30 seconds before we begin to move today. If you don't know, my name is Lewis, and if you have any injuries or anything going on with the body, let that be your first teacher and let me be your second teacher. So follow what the body allows you to do what you can, always try, and all those good things. We'll kick this off in about 20 seconds.
You have a shoulder injury. I'll work around it. And it's a very long time ago and something snapped. A long time ago.
All right, so as we get ready to do some work today, if you have a block or something to sit on, that is great. We're gonna start in a comfortable seat. We have two seated options. We have hero's pose, which is this, which is hips to heels, or you can take a comfortable cross-legged seat. But with that comfortable cross-legged seat, you want to take that block and sit on that block. This will lift the pelvis and give you more space to pull the heels as close to the body as possible. So find whatever comfortable seat works for you. And then once you have that comfortable seat, stack the shoulders over the hips. And you may even feel like your lower back may begin to fire just a little. That's okay. Draw the lower abdominals in and maybe roll the shoulders back just a little bit more, finding what would be a neutral spine. During this new day and age, the new normal, we're constantly in flexion, whether we're working from home or reading a book or anything of that nature, so we're rolling forward. So let's teach our spine to find its neutral. And then once we have this comfortable seat in this comfortable position, allow the eyes to close. And with the eyes closed, just begin to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Allowing the chest to rise with each inhale and allowing the belly to be full with each exhale, pressing the belly out. And as you start to find this comfortable breathing pattern, maybe a rhythm shows up in your breath. And start to make these breaths audible, so loud inhale and loud exhale. Leaving the eyes closed, deep inhales and deep exhales. On your next inhale, inhale as much as you can and then hold your breath at the top. And then sip in a little more air, a little more air, and a little more air. Hold it here for 3. Relaxing the shoulders for 2. And 1 deep exhale into the lungs. Find yourself to your normal breathing pattern, whatever that is for you. And maybe you start to feel a little lightheaded. That's okay. Just breathe until you feel normal again. And then take your right hand and place it on your belly and your left hand over the heart. Feel the warmth or maybe the cold difference between the hand and the body. And notice that every time you inhale, the belly rises. And every time you exhale, the belly falls. It's just drawing awareness to how the body works. And use this awareness to also set an intention for your practice today. What do you plan to gain? What do you hope to give? And then also remember that we wake up to a different body every day, so be kind. Maybe postures feel different today. Remember, forcing them is never the option. You can always come back to the breath. Remove the hands, one from the heart and one from the belly, and place them on the thighs, palms facing up. And start to roll the shoulders up and back. And then start to roll them forward, finding a little bit of release in the shoulders. Start to shake the head, yes, from chin to chest, big yes. Shaking the head no, from chin to shoulders. And slowly come back to the center, chin directly over the chest, and allow the eyes to open. As the eyes open, switch the cross of the legs if the legs are crossed. 9 times out of 10, one of those legs are going numb. That's totally normal. And take a deep inhale and circle the arms up towards the sky. And on that exhale, take the right hand and grab the left wrist. Take a deeper inhale, pull the shoulders out of the ears, and on the exhale, take it over to the right side. Trying to keep both sit bones on the block or floor. Inhale, come back to center, switch the grasp of the wrist. Exhale, take it over to the left side. Inhale, center, switch. Exhale, other side. Inhale, exhale. One more each side. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale and exhale. This time, inhale, come back to center. Right hand goes onto the floor or mat. And then bend that right elbow until that forearm touches the mat or floor. Take the left palm, face it by the ears. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale. Get long on the left side of the body. Actively pressing the left hip down, reaching the left fingertips long. Deep inhale here. Use the abdominals on the exhale to press yourself up back to center and switch the arms. Left hand comes down. Bend that left elbow, deep inhale, palm faces the ears. Exhale, reach over the body. Right hip goes down. Really actively pushing that right hip down and reaching those right fingertips over the right ear. One breath, one move. Inhale, press yourself up. Exhale, drop it over to the other side, reach. Good. Inhale, press yourself up. Exhale, drop it over to the other side and reach. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Bring the hands together. Interlace the palms, palms facing you. Take a deeper inhale. Pull the shoulders down and back. And then on the exhale, place the palms away. Draw the lower abdominals in and around the upper spine. Inhale, palms to chest. Lift the chin. Exhale, press the palms away. Last time, inhale, palms to chest. Lift the chin. Exhale, press the palms away. Hold it here. Drawing those abdominals in. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Wherever you are, release the hands and take the palms in front of the body and shift the body weight forward to your hands and knees. So if you have the block, just move the block off towards the side. Make sure the fingers are spread wide. Knees are directly under the hips, toes are tucked under. And find external rotation of the arm bones so the eye of the elbow is facing forward. We take a deep inhale with the toes tucked to drop the belly, lift the hips, pull the shoulders back, and raise the gaze and chin. Exhale, flip over the tops of the feet. Draw the lower abdominals and press the mat away. Inhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, drop the belly, raise the gaze. Exhale, flip over the tops of the feet. Draw the lower abdominals in, press the mat or floor away. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale. One more together. Inhale. And exhale. Come into that neutral position and start to find some freeness of movement through the hips. Maybe you take some figure 8s in one direction. Maybe you take figure 8s in the other direction. Maybe you stick with cat-cat. But allow your body to find some freeness of movement, whether it be through the wrists, through the hips, through the spine. Always remembering that there is no wrong movement if the body asks for it and it is safe. Never be afraid to explore. Start to make your way to that neutral position. Toes are tucked. Take a deep inhale, reach the right arm long. And on that exhale, thread the right under the left. Lower that right shoulder towards the mat. And tippy-toe the left fingertips towards the top of the mat. Toes are still tucked here. Deep inhale, lengthen the spine. So it's a slight lift of the chest. And then exhale, can we twist looking under the left armpit while pulling that right hip back to keep the hips square. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to deepen that twist. One more breath. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, deepen that twist. Hold that twist for 3, 2. And 1. Walk the left hand under the left shoulder. Press yourself up to all fours. Deep inhale, reach the left fingertips. Exhale, thread the left under the right, lowering that left shoulder to the left. Tippy-toe the right fingertips towards the top of the mat. Deep inhale, the spine is long. Exhale, twist looking under that right armpit while pulling that left hip back. Think of each inhale as a lengthening of the spine and each exhale as a deepening of the twist. One more inhale and deep exhale and hold it here. Really actively pull that left hip back.
See if you can feel the space between each vertebra as you slightly and softly twist. For 2. And 1. Walk the right hand under the right shoulder. Press yourself up to all fours. Spread the fingers wide, tuck the toes under, and lift the hips towards the sky. Keep the knees bent so the belly is on the thighs and the heels are lifted. It's important here that we're lifting the sit bones. Think of lifting the bum up, finding space in that lower spine. Rotating the elbows towards the mat to find space in our upper back and shoulders. Take a deep inhale to just alternate the heels with each inhale and exhale, getting a stretch in the back of those hamstrings. Making your way back to that bent knee down dog shape. Inhale, sit the hips all the way towards the heels. And then exhale, straighten the legs and ripple through the spine, one vertebra at a time. As you draw those abdominals in, finding that articulation, lowering the hips towards the mat. Pull the shoulders back, lift the chest and chin. Deep inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees, hips to heels. Deep inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs, ripple through the spine like a wave, one vertebra at a time. Lowering those hips towards the mat. Pulling the shoulders back, lifting the chest. Deep inhale here. Deep exhale. Inhale, bend the knees, hips to heels. Exhale, straighten the legs, ripple through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Time lowering the hips towards the mat. Pull the shoulders back, lift the chest, and flip over the tops of the feet. Now we can get a little bit deeper. So press the tops of the feet down, roll the shoulders back, and use the palm of the hand to press and lift the chest to find space in the lower back. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Tuck the toes, bend the knees. Hips towards the heels. This time on the exhale, find that downward facing dog. Legs are straight. Maybe the hips touch the mat or floor. Maybe they don't. Maybe the knees are slightly bent. Maybe the heels are lifted. What's important is that the sit bones are lifting up towards the sky. Space in between the lower back and the elbows are rotating towards the mat. Take a deep inhale to raise the right leg high to keep the hips square. Exhale, bring the right knee to nose. Inhale, right leg high, hips stay square. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, cross body. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. With control, slowly step it through, foot in between the hands. Lower that back knee down towards the mat. Fingertips by the hips. Deep inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, straighten that right leg for that half split. It's important that the hips are square, right toes are flexed, actively pulling this right hip towards the back of the room or mat. Deep inhale to lift the chest and shift it forward. And exhale, finding that half split. One more deep inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, half split, hold this half split. And if you want more of a challenge, maybe you take the hands above the head. Deep inhale to open up the chest. And on the exhale, keeping the hips square, bow the forehead towards the knees. Holding it here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, shift it forward. Right hand just above the right knee. Flex those right toes. Press that hip open, stacking the right shoulder on top of the left. So it's a slight twist in the T-spot. And then treat your leg like a pot. You want to stir the pot. So you're stirring through that hip. Allow the hips to move freely. You may even start to feel it in the hamstring or towards the outside of the thigh. 2 more in this direction and we reverse. And reverse, stirring that pop, dancing through that hip joint. 3 more. Last one. Coming back to that neutral position. Inhale and take the fingertips and reach them forward. I like to say like the hey ya video from Outcast. And then take it and reach them all the way to the front of the mat as far forward as you can, maybe even off the mat for this lizard-like pose. Take a deep inhale to lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, walk it over to the left side so you're walking away from that thigh. Listen carefully. You're going to take that right elbow to the right foot. Boom. Left elbow, forearms down. Finding that lizard pose. Actively pulling that right hip back and sending the left hip towards the mat. Flip over the top of the left foot. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, press the top of the left foot down and feel that stretch in that left hip. It's a big one. If it is challenging, you can stay low. Hold it here for 3. 2. And 1. Stay with me here. Keep the top of the foot down. Right hand under the right shoulder. Left hand under the left shoulder. Tuck the back toes. That's the challenge. Step the right foot back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, raise that left leg high. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Bring it across top. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, hold for 3. 2. And 1, with control, slowly step it in between the hands. Lower the back knee down, walk the hands back, deep inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, half split. Keep those hips square. So once again, we're actively pulling the left hip back and the right hip back. Take the deep inhale to lift the chest. And a deep exhale. Next inhale, we shift it forward on the inhale, lifting the chest with each inhale. And then exhale. Once again, if you want more of a challenge, you rise, hands on top of head. Take a deep inhale to lift the chest. And on that exhale, bow that forehead towards the knees. Actively pulling that left hip back, keeping those hips square for 3. 2. And 1. Hands frame the front foot, shift it forward. Right palm down, left palm just above the left knee, and start to stir that pop, dancing through those hips. Making sure we're not actually on the knee. We want to be just above the knee and the thigh. Two more in this direction. And then reverse. Two more. And coming back to that neutral position, take a deep inhale, reach those fingertips forward, reach. On the exhale, reach them, fingertips may reach past the mat. Reach as far as you can. Now this is when we actively pull the left hip back and send that right hip towards the mat. Take a deep inhale, walking the hands away from the leg. Finding length here. Take a deep inhale. This time on the exhale, left elbow comes into left foot. Right elbow comes down for that forearm. So you're in that lizard pose, or a variation of lizard pose. Take a deep inhale, and maybe the top of the foot presses into the mat, and you lift that right leg off the mat. Get deeper into that right hip for 3. 2. And 1. Keep that right foot lifted. Left hand under the left shoulder. Right hand under the right shoulder. Tuck the right toes. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Get high on the tippy toes. This is going to come in handy later for arm balancing. So tuck the abdominals in and tippy toe to the top of the mat. Actively thinking of lifting your hips over your shoulders. Keep pressing into the mat and keep lifting those hips. And once you get to the top, step the feet together. Right hand grabs left elbow, left hand grabs right elbow. Allow the head to fall in between the arms. Lifting the toes off the mat to ground the feet. Relaxing the neck, relaxing the shoulders. Maybe you slowly sway from right to left. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Releasing the elbows, allow the knuckles to drag on the floor. On your next exhale, draw the lower abdominals in and slowly stack your spine up, bone by bone, as you rise up.
We're making our way to Tadasana. We'll build it from the ground up. Starting with the feet. Feet are flexed. Lift the knees by engaging the thighs. Draw those abdominals in. Roll the shoulders back, face the palms forward, and the chin slightly lifts above the chest for Tadasana mountain pose. Use this moment, maybe the eyes closed, and you reflect back on that intention that you set as we go into Surya Namaskara A, Surya Namaskara B, and Surya Namaskara C. We're doing C today because of the full moon, if you didn't know. Allow the eyes to open. Take a deep inhale, circle the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold, circle the arms around to grab the ankles. Inhale, hands on shins, the spine is long. Exhale, walk, step, or hop back to that plank-like pose. Lower just the knees, the chest, and the chin. Take a deep inhale, press to the balls of the feet for that low cobra. Take an exhale here, then press up to downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Deep bend in the knees. Stare in between the hands. Walk, step, or hop forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, forward fold, hands to ankles. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands on shins, spines long. Exhale, walk, step, hop back, and go into chaturanga. Bend the elbows into the ribcage. Tuck the tailbone under. Draw those abdominals in. Hold it here. You know this is called yoga tone, so we always hold that first chaturanga. Welcome, man. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, press through for upward facing dog. Great job, Debbie. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Deep bend in the knees, staring between the hands. Walk, step, or hop forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Going into Surya Namaskara B. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, walk, step, hop back. Chaturanga, no hold. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise that right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Spin the left heel down. Rise up to warrior 1. Deep inhale. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Right leg back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Spin the right heel down. Rise up, warrior 1. Deep inhale. Exhale, frame the front foot. Left foot back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Deep bend in the knees, staring between the hands. Walk, step, or hop forward to a chair pose. Deep inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Surya Namaskara C. Hands down, step the right foot back as far as you can. Lower it down to that low lunge. Inhale, reach.
Exhale, hands frame the front foot, step it back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands, lower that left knee down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, step the right foot back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, child's pose. Feet together, knees apart. I know it's crazy. Separate those knees. See, that was Surya Namaskara A, Surya Namaskara B, and Surya Namaskara C. So you should be sitting the hips towards the back of the mat. Sun salutations and moon salutations are known as the yoga warm-up. So the blood should be pumping, breath should be heavy. Keep sending the hips towards the back of the mat, staying in that child's pose. Walk your hands over to the right side. And then try to reach the left arm longer than the right arm. Pulling that left hip back. Getting a full stretch from the left side of the body. Deep inhale, walk the hands to the top of the mat. And on the exhale, walk them over to the left side. Reaching that right hand longer than the left hand, pulling the right hip back for a full stretch from the right side of the body. Deep inhale, walk your hands towards the top of the mat. Just a couple breaths here in child's pose before we move on. Deep inhale here. And then the next exhale, shift yourself up to all fours. And just find a quick seat. You should be at about the center of your mat. And make sure your 2 blocks are on the outside of the top of your mat. So if this is your mat, you're on the outside of the top of the mat. If you have blocks or pillows or people, I don't know, whatever you have, just make sure they're at the top of the mat. Kids are great. They're the perfect yoga props. Kids love yoga, by the way. Here we go, hands down. Step it back to a plank pose. And then step the feet together and find that downward facing dog with the big toes touching. And then start to tippy toe to the top of the mat, thinking of lifting the hips above the shoulders. And then once we're at the top, step the feet in between the hands. And then slowly tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, and roll up one vertebra at a time. So we're going to start to build our flow. So take a deep inhale, circle those arms up towards the sky. And on the exhale, circle them down around behind the back. And then lift the chest and shoulders for a slight back bend, not a lot. It's more important that we pull the shoulders back and lift the chest than we bend in the lower back. So pull it down and lift the chest. Good. Exhale. Keep that lace. Roll the shoulders forward. Deep inhale. And on the exhale, circle the hands down, hands by the feet. Hop it back to a plank-like pose. Inhale, raise that right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Spin the left heel down, rise up for warrior 1. We're opening up for our first warrior 2. So right hands go forward, left hand goes back, squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. Keep reaching, get strong through the fingers. Deep inhale here. And deep exhale. Deep inhale. And deep exhale. Next inhale, we do a reverse warrior. So right palm faces up. Left palm slides down the back of the thigh. Reach and reverse. Making sure that right knee is over that right ankle. Side of the body should start to feel it. Deep inhale here. Exhale, we straighten that right leg for that reverse triangle. Hold it here, deep inhale. And on the exhale, we go into triangle pose, reaching the right arm forward, reach through the hip. Reach, 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 reach. And we can no longer reach, triangle pose. You can grab the ankle. You can grab the floor.
You can grab your block outside or inside the foot. We will hold this triangle pose for quite some time. So find the one that works for you. Now in this triangle pose, it's a lift of the chest and a lengthen through the side of the body. So the body's going this way. I'm going to show you how that's going to work. Check this out. Right arm frames the right ear, left arm frames the left ear. Holding that triangle pose. It just got real, didn't it? Hold it there for 3. Draw those abdominals in. 2 and 1. Bend that right knee. Right forearm meets the right thigh. Extended side angle. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Inhale. Open up to warrior 2. Stay with me here towards the back of the mat. So inhale. We do a flying warrior to the center, turning both toes towards the side of the mat. And then exhale, warrior 2 towards the back of the mat. Same rules apply. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Reach the arms long. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Next inhale, reverse warrior. Left palm faces up. Right hand traces down the thigh. Trace the sky with those left fingertips. Getting long through both sides of the body. For 3. 2. And 1. Reverse triangle by straightening that front leg. Getting real long through the left side of the body. Deep inhale here. Exhale, we take it to triangle pose. Reaching the left fingertips long. Reaching through that hip. Through the hip. Through the hip. Reach, reach, reach. We can no longer reach. We tip the shape. Triangle pose. Hand could be on the ankle. Hand could be floating inside, outside, on the mat or floor, inside or outside. Just make sure we're long on both sides of the body. Deep inhale here. Stacking the shoulders, bracing the abdominals. On the exhale, arms frame the ears. Hold it here. This is when the magic happens, also known as the hard stuff. For 3. 2 and 1. Bend that left knee. Left forearm meets left knee. Reaching over the body for that extended side angle. Deep inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, flying warrior. Both toes face the side of the mat. Palms come together. Stay here for just a second. And can we turn the big toes into almost point towards each other? Deep inhale here, slight back bend. On the exhale, circle the arms around, interlace the arms behind the back. Take a deeper inhale, roll the chest and shoulders up, and on that exhale, fold forward for that wide straddle forward fold. Maybe rolling the shoulders forward. Allowing the blood to rush to the head for just a second. For 3. 2 and 1. Listen carefully. Hands go to the small of the lower back. Press into the low back as you rise, hinging up to protect that low back, 1 vertebra at a time. Turn those right toes forward. Circle the arms to frame that right foot. Stepping the right foot back, one-legged chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shifting it to a plank pose. Making sure the feet are about as wide as the hips. And make sure the shoulders are over the wrists. We're going into a side plank right side. So we shift all the way into the right side of the body, rotating our hips, our right hip bone towards the floor. Reaching that left palm up towards the sky. This is option 1. Option 2, hover that leg off the mat, making sure this shoulder is over that wrist, and we're actively pressing and drawing those obliques in for 3. 2 and 1. Left leg comes down, left hand circles to plank pose. Deep inhale, shift the weight to the left side of the body. Option 1, option 2, you choose. Maybe you float that right leg. Right foot is flexed. Press that left hand into the mat. Hold it here for 3. 2
And one, right leg down first, keep that control. Right hand circles down, downward facing dog. That's the sound I make when I know you did great. All right, bring the feet together. High on the balls of the feet and tippy toe to the center of the mat. Just to the center. Keep those hips high, bend the knees, sit the hips towards the heels. Your heels should be lifted. Our first arm balance. We're going into crow pose. The goal, take the armpits onto the tops of the knees. Spread the knees about as wide as your shoulders. From here, take the palms, spread them wide, lift the hips as high as you can. Keeping that contact between the knees and triceps or armpit. Start to shift the weight forward. Keeping that contact. Maybe you lift one foot, maybe you lift both, finding that crow pose. You have to actively grip the floor or mat. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Hop it back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Oh yeah, we are not done. Inhale, raise that right leg high. Exhale, right knee to right armpit. Another arm balance option. Just like it was with crow, hop that left foot in. Bend those elbows. Shift the weight forward. Start to raise that left leg high. Give it a shot. So these are those arm balances that you just try, and eventually you'll stick it. But we have to just keep giving it a shot. Really press that knee into that arm. So give it 2 more shots. Good. Wherever we are, kick it back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We have a left side. I know, fun times. Inhale, raise the left leg high. Exhale, bring that left knee to that left armpit or elbow and start to hop that right foot in. Spread those fingers wide. Lift that right leg high. Finding that arm balance.
Crazy.
Remember I said, just allow the body to try. You'll be surprised what we cannot do. Yeah, 2 more shots. And then wherever we are with that posture, kick it back to the chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. It's a good day.
For a while.
Keep those hips high. Inhale, raise that right leg high. And try to get the right toes to touch the left elbow. So it's like a scorpion tail. Deep inhale here. And then exhale, bring that right knee to nose. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, open up that hip like that scorpion tail. Exhale, right knee to nose. Last time, inhale, open. This time, if we can we flip the dog? Right toes reach for the floor, flip the dog. This time, if we can we flip the dog? Right toes reach for the floor, flip the dog. Reach that right arm long. Open up the chest, sending the hips forward. Yes, Debbie. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Right hand circles around to that right leg high. Listen carefully. Take the right knee to left elbow. And then kick it through for that falling triangle. So side of the left foot comes down, pressing into the mat. Left arm reaches. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Left hand comes down. Step the right foot back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, raise that left leg high. Scorpion tail. Bend that left knee. Reach those left toes towards that right elbow. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high, hold it here, and maybe with control, you flipped it up. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Left hand circles down, 3-legged dog, deep inhale. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, coming in for that falling trunk. Side of the right foot down. Press the left arm down. Reach for 3, 2, and 1. Right hand comes down, step that left foot back, downward facing dog. Feet together, knees apart, find another child's pose. Forehead towards the mat, walk the hands away as far as possible. So I don't know if it's because Debbie's here, but this is the sweatiest I've ever been, and I like it.
And I'm dying over here.
So we're dying together. All of us are dying, crushing it. So this quick breath is to set us up to kind of put everything together what we just did. I know, don't freak out, but I challenge you to try. Also, if you have a pillow, this is the perfect time to go grab it and put it near your face. It'll make sense later. Now it's
Sweating like city.
I know, right? Yoga tone. So fun. This is actually the highlight of my week, believe it or not, whether in person or online. If you're in that child's pose, start to work your way back up to your hands and knees. And we're going to find that downward facing dog. So we're going to try to put it all together. One of my old teachers told me you should never teach what you can't do. So I'm going to show it to you first, and then we're going to try it. So bring the feet together. We're going to tippy toe to the center of the mat. And we're going to find that crow pose first. Remember, armpits, heels lifted, lift the hips. We find that crow pose. We find a flying crow pose apparently. So we find that crow pose. From that crow pose, we're going into Ekapada 1 as an option. So we can get back to Ekapada 1. From Ekapada 1, other side. From there, Chaturanga. So I'm going to coach you through that. That's the goal. And that thing is for our face, just in case Ekapada 1 becomes Ekapada fall. It happens. It happens. All right. So first things first. Let's learn Ekapada. So we're in this downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Deep bend in the knees. And then tippy toe towards the top of the mat. And I want you to just get used to this sensation of these knees and these triceps or elbows meeting. Maybe we'll try crow pose one more time. Let's go to crow to feel comfortable with crow. So lift the hips up high. Spread the fingers wide. Bring those feet together. Find that crow pose. It helps if you bring the heels closer towards the butt. And then once you're in that crow pose, you just kick it back to that chaturanga. A good tip for crow pose. You can also use a block. It can help. You can stand on the block. This lifts you. So if you have a block, the block will give you the lift, and then the tilt becomes easy. So give that another shot or two. Yeah, spread those fingers really wide. Don't be afraid to fall. So you have to draw those lower abdominals in. Press the mat away. Lean the body forward. Squeeze the heels together. Just lift one foot at a time. No rush. Just one. And make sure that foot that's lifted is squeezed into it. Hey, that was 1 second of flight. That second counts. Give it one more shot, and then I'm going to teach Ekapada. Yes, squeeze it. See, don't be afraid to fall. Another option you can do is frog, which are the legs on the outside of the arms instead of inside the arms. Frog is sometimes easier. You can just squeeze the legs into the arms, and this way you have a little bit more control as you're squeezing in versus trying to draw them into the body. So you can also try frog.
for the equipoise. Let's do it. We're ready, right? We're ready to try. All right. So we're going to find first that downward facing dog. We inhale to raise the right leg high. Exhale, we bring the right knee to the right tricep. Remember when we did this as we tried to lift? Now we're going to lean the body forward. Hop the back foot forward enough to get the butt in the air. Think of that frog pose. You can take that thigh to the outside of the tricep. And then extend that right leg. I know, life is hard. And then maybe you take flight. Maybe. Yeah, it's all right. I can't see you out there, YouTubers, but I'm going to assume you're crushing it right now. Give it 2 more seconds, and I'm going to show the left side. And you have one opportunity to thread it all together. And don't worry if you fall. And don't even worry if you feel like my triceps are tough or this is too hard for you today. That's a good thing, because now you have something to work towards.
Yeah. Challenge.
Challenge yourselves, right? No challenge, no change. All right, here we go. We're going to try the left side. I'll demo it, and whenever you're ready, you'll give it a shot. So we're going to find a downward facing dog first. We raise the left leg high. We bring the left knee to the left tricep. Hop that back foot in enough to get the booty in the sky. Bend those elbows. Straighten that left leg. Take flight with that right leg. You have to keep pressing to the toes. So you want to lift it through both toes, left toes and right toes. The beauty is in the attempts. That's where the beauty is. So if you just keep trying ecobata, or maybe you just keep trying crow pose, build your way up to those postures. You got about 3 more attempts, and then we'll do crow pose one more time, and we're done with arm balancing, I promise. One more shot. Also, if you're not used to holding your upper body up with just your arms, this will be taxing.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And you may feel a little bit of pain in the muscles. If you start to feel it in the elbow, back off of it. No more practice for you today. If you feel it in the wrist, that's okay. It's just wrist flexion. We're not used to flexing through the wrist. It's just the joint that's being worked. As long as it's not popping, you're good. Last attempt to thread it all together. Downward facing dog. Bring those feet together. Tippy toe to the top of the mat. Bring those elbows in. And maybe you just practice crow for the next 40 seconds. That's also okay. Lift the hips up high, spread the fingers wide. Shift the weight forward, but think of lifting the butt towards the sky. And then spin one knee, and then bend the other. Once you're there and you feel stable, pick a side for ecobata. And then switch to the other side. And then once you've done both sides, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. We did it. From that downward facing dog, take the knees to the mat. Stack the hips over the heels and stand up nice and tall. Whew. So we're going to go to what's called dancing camel, which will lead to camel pose. We're going to take the left hand, reach the left hand forward, and we're going to circle that left hand all the way around. So we must open the shoulder, open up the chest, circle it all the way around. The palm of the left hand reaches the heel of the left foot. And then we want to take the hips and square the hips forward. Opening up the shoulder a lot. Taking a deep inhale to sit the hips towards the heels, half square. Exhale, send the hips forward, reach the arm back, slight back bend here. You should be sending the hips towards the wall in front of you. Inhale, sit. Exhale, extend. We'll do one more. Inhale. And exhale, hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come back to center and just switch. We're going to take the right fingertips, reach them forward, circle them all the way around. Right hand reaches for right heel. Roll that shoulder back. So really open up that shoulder first. Sit the hips down. Keep the hips square. Left hand comes to half prayer. Deep inhale. Exhale, send the hips forward. Reach back. Send the hips forward. Open up that right shoulder. It's like you're screwing your hand into your foot. Inhale, have that seat half prayer.
Exhale, reach. Send the hips forward, reach the thumbs back. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Holding it here for 3. Really screwing that right hand into the right foot for 2. And 1. Inhale, take a double prayer or full prayer. We're going to go into full camel. So essentially that's both hands. So what we want to do here is we want to make sure we set up one side first. So we put the hand here, roll the shoulder back first, and then bend, and then we grab the other side. Once we're here, take a deep inhale, and then on the exhale, open up the chest first. So we want to find that position with the chest first, and then send the hips forward. Lifting the chest, rolling the shoulders back, hips go forward, head goes back, chin go up towards the sky. This is your full camel pose. This is a back bend. So think of lifting the chest, not collapsing in the low spine. Really send the chest forward. Really open up the shoulders. You should feel a pull and stretch in the shoulders. For 3. 2. Walk the hands towards the small of the back. Press into the back as you sit the hips towards the heels. You should feel a little bit of extension in the low spine. So from that, we're going to bring our feet together, knees apart. Just a quick child's pose, but we want it really wide. So as wide as the knees can go. And then walk the hands as far away from the body as possible. And really actively send the hips towards the feet or heels. And then walk the hands under the shoulders. Bring the knees together and bring them to the right side of the mat. You're going to take your hips towards the left side of the mat and bring the legs out in front of the body. Flexing both feet. Now if you find yourself rounding your spine forward, you can easily take the block and sit on the block to lift the hips, or you can soften the knees, so slight bend of the knees. From here, take the right knee and hug it into the chest. Roll the shoulders back and actively lift the chest. And then take the left hand to the outside of the right foot. And take that foot to the outside of the left thigh, not the knee, the thigh. You don't want to be on the joint. From there, left arm, the eye of the left elbow, hugs the right knee in close. Take a deep inhale to lift the spine. And on the exhale, find a twist. This twist can be as deep as you need it. So you can stay here, or you can circle that hand around, pressing into the mat, and lift on the inhale and exhale, twist more. Or you can even take that left hand to the outside of that right thigh. Inhale to lift the spine, exhale, twist more. So find that twist that works for you. Keep the left foot flexed. Just think each time you inhale, you lift the spine, and each time you exhale, you twist a little more. Holding it here for 3. 2. And 1. Inhale, come back to center. Allow the spine to settle for a moment before you do the other side. And then switch the cross of the legs. So bringing that left knee into the chest. Inhale to sit up tall. On the exhale, take the right hand to the outside of that left foot. Take that left foot to the outside of the thigh, not the knee. Take the eye of the right elbow. Grabbing that left knee. Inhale to lift the spine. And then exhale to twist. And you remember those options. You can circle that left hand around and press into the mat. You can bring that arm to the outside of that left thigh. The goal is to try to get your belly button to the outside of the left thigh. So that's how deep you would like the twist to be. But each body is different, so don't force it. It should still be comfortable, but challenging. Deep inhale, the spine is long. Deep exhale, twist a little more. Right foot stays flexed. Do this for 2. And 1. Inhale, come back to center. Uncross both legs. And we're going into boat pose, but it's a bent leg boat pose. So bend the knees and make sure that the chest is lifted. But we're going to use the abdominals and less hip flexors. Tuck the tailbone under. Walk the feet close to the body until you find balance behind the sit bones, and then just hover the feet
off the mat. Using your abdominals to keep you here, palms face up. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Take a deep inhale to slowly lower the body towards the mat. So inhale for 3, 2, 1, then exhale, find that boat pose. Good. Inhale, 3, 2, 1, exhale, boat pose. 3, 2, 1, exhale, boat pose. 3, 2, 1, exhale, boat pose. 3 more. 3, 2, 1, exhale, boat pose. 3, 2, 1, exhale. Last one. 3, 2, 1, exhale. Hug the knees, but keep them hugging. Hug them really tight. Hug them so much that you can tuck the tailbone and roll to the back on the mat. Hug them really, really tight. And then allow the eyes to close. And go back to that intention that you set at the beginning of your practice today. There are more than not some challenging postures and asks today. Did your body try? Did you learn something? And as you ponder those two questions, extend the legs out long on the mat. Allow the arms to fall open towards the sides. And instead of a Shavasana today, we'll go through a body scan. As you regulate your breath to its normal breathing pattern, start from toes to head and see what feels different. Feel the prana or the energy running through the body. Feel how that sensation of the body has changed. Maybe the toes feel different. Maybe the lower leg feels warm. Maybe the upper leg feels cold. Maybe the belly feels strong. Maybe the chest feels lifted. Maybe the shoulders feel relaxed. Maybe the upper arms and lower arms feel tired from arm balancing, but you also feel strong. Maybe the fingertips. The eyebrows. The lips. The chin. The heart. As you work your way back to yourself, maybe the breathing pattern changes. Maybe you wiggle the fingers, the toes, the nose. Maybe you hug the knees into the chest, or maybe you just sit up to a comfortable seat. But either way, whenever you feel ready, find your way to a comfortable seat. And once you get to that comfortable seat, just take a second to close the eyes and kind of settle back in the space. And once you feel like the body has shown back up into the space, open the eyes. And I challenge you to find something in the room that you didn't notice when you walked in. This will also draw you back into the space. And just look at it for a second. But yep, I'm here.
Now, I do know that today was a very challenging practice, and that was actually my goal. I did not know Debbie was going to show up, but she showed up and crushed it. So I had this planned out, and then hello. So kudos to those who gave it a shot. Arm balancing are some of the things that can keep you strong in a long, long, long life. Think about how you get up when you get older, or how you get out of bed and push yourself up, how you get off the floor. These are all things that we'll actually do, so having that upper body strength will take you far. Thank you for trying and challenging yourselves. I'm happy that Debbie was here. Just as a reminder, she is one of the trainers and coaches here. Yes, so you'll find her. I know she does Pilates. I'm sure she does other things as well, right, Debbie? She does plenty of things that you can find her. So as always, the light in me shines as bright in the light in you, and I can't wait to see you next week. So namaste. Bye.